Hey everyone, it's Berth Vierogger, and I'm here, and this is my review for Black Bag, the new film directed by Steven Soderbergh, and starring an ensemble cast that includes Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender in the lead roles. Sleek and efficient, suave and debonair, enticing and tantalizing. Those are some of the descriptors of Black Bag. Black Bag happens to be the second collaboration between David Koepp and Steven Soderbergh for 2025. Earlier in the year, they had the innovative and very interesting supernatural drama, Presence. Now, Black Bag is a very different film from that one, and a way more superior movie, and I give it a 10 out of 10. It is a director in his peak form, and when Steven Soderbergh makes a cool movie where characters are dressed very swanky, very nicely, and the editing is just crisp, and the pacing is just going on its own timing, and like the settings are very beautiful, the locations are great, it gives you this like rich feeling, and this gives you this kind of suave and kind of like cool feeling. When he does films like that, I think that Steven Soderbergh is at peak form, because some of my favorite movies of all time are directed by Steven Soderbergh and are in the category of his cool movies. The Oceans trilogy that he directed, Oceans 11, 12, and 13, are some of my favorite movies of all time, because I just love the atmosphere and vibes in those films. And even though Black Bag is not in the realm of those movies, it did remind me a lot of the coolness that I felt while watching those films. Out of Sight is another favorite of mine in Steven Soderbergh's filmography. And even though that movie is a crime thriller in a sense, it's also a romantic film, and it's a very sensual movie, even though a lot of things are not shown to you. And I feel like Black Bag is a very good comparison to Out of Sight in terms of the vibe and the atmosphere that Soderbergh and his cinematographer have created. When it comes to making cool films, I think that Soderbergh does a great job of, having things in a certain way. And again, Black Bag fits the bill of his cool movies, and I just love the vibes in this film too. Everyone does a really good job here too, and I think that the performances are very, efficient and very to the point. The story is very standard. It's not some revolutionary story which is going to like shock you in any sort of manner, but it's just neatly done, and it's so efficient. There's no flab in the story whatsoever. It just, every scene matters, and even though the pacing might be a little bit slow for some people, I feel like it was really well done. And again, his collaboration with David Holmes, who is the music composer in this film, I love their collaborations. Every single movie that they've ever done together, there's always a really good tempo in terms of the music. David Holmes always incorporates like jazz type of tones alongside, electronic sounds as well. And I love the soundtracks in the Ocean series. And even though Black Bag's music isn't as great as the Oceans trilogy, it's still fun, and it's so swanky, and it's just like, foot tapping and, snappable. It's just great. But in terms of the actual film itself, it's about the power plays that happen within this like spy agency. It's about the trust between this married couple, and if both of these people are spies, like how do you live a peaceful life like that? And there's a really good scene where Michael Fassbender's character has to spy on Cate Blanchett's character, and he talks about how you can trust the partner in the relationship when both of them are spies. And I think that scene perfectly encapsulates the whole movie's essence, in a sense. I remember reading that Steven Soderbergh was actually approached to do a James Bond film, and apparently he originally wanted to do a movie that was supposed to happen in the 60s, and they passed on that idea. I don't know if he ever will get to direct a James Bond movie in the future, but if he does, I kind of feel like this might be the kind of tempo and flow that he wants to go for. And if that's the case, I would love to see a James Bond movie made in this kind of manner. It might not be action-packed like the Daniel Craig films, or it might not be like, as gadget-heavy as the Pierce Brosnan films, but I feel like Black Bag is a good indicator as to what kind of director Steven Soderbergh would be in the James Bond universe. But yeah, hopefully in the future he gets that chance, because again, I really like this film. It might be simple, might not be like very twist heavy that some people would want in a spy film, or it might not be as action packed as some other people would love in a spy film as well. But if you're expecting like a James Bond, Jason Bourne type of movie, or even like a Ethan Hunt Mission Impossible type of movie, you're going to be heavily disappointed by Black Bag. Think of this movie as more of a battle of egos, a battle of trust, and a battle of like, wits. This is a very, very well done film. It's a sleek and sophisticated cat and mouse game, but not really cat and mouse game. It's kind of hard to say, but yeah, I don't want to give anything away about this film because again, even though the story is not grand, it's still fun. It's still something where you just buy into this world, and for the 90 minutes or so, you're just having fun and you're very entertained and you're never going to feel bored whatsoever. So yeah, again, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I really, really enjoyed it, even though I'm a little bit biased because I'm a big fan of Steven Soderbergh. I think you will have a great time while watching this movie. So yeah, once you've seen Black Bag, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the film.